The poor and the middle class work for money, but the rich have money work for them. That is Robert Kiyosaki. And unfortunately, my friends, the system wasn't built for you to win. We've all been told the same old formula. Go to school, get a job, buy a house, save for retirement. But if this system is so great, why are so many people drowning in debt, struggling to make ends meet, and watching rich get even richer? In this video, I'm exposing the financial traps that keep people broke, such as student loans, paycheck to paycheck jobs, credit card debt, and even the myth of owning a house. And most importantly, I am going to show you how to flip the script and start playing the wealth game on your own terms. Because here's the deal. The people who break away, investing in assets, building businesses, thinking differently are the ones who actually make it. And by the end of this video, you'll see why playing safe is actually the riskiest move you can make. And you'll walk away knowing exactly how to start making money work for you. If you're ready to challenge everything you've been told about success, let's get started. 1. The infamous student loan traps. Paying a price for education. Imagine starting your adult life already 20 years in the hole. That is the reality for millions of Americans drowning in student loans, a collective whopping 1.7 trillion in debt spread across 42 million borrowers. College was supposed to be the golden ticket, right? But for many, it's just a decades-long endless bill. The average borrower owes $38,000 upon graduating, and many end up paying more in loans than they would for a mortgage. Was it even worth it? 1 in 3 grads say no. And here's the kicker. Student debt doesn't just delay wealth, it blocks it. It pushes back home ownership, investing, and even starting a family. It's a financial anchor before you've even set sail. So what is the move, you ask? Financial self-education. Schools teach calculus and Shakespeare, but do they teach how to escape debt and build wealth? That part is on you. Whether it's a trade school, online learning, entrepreneurship, mentorship, the real question isn't just should I get a degree, but will it actually pay off? And the bottom line, a diploma isn't a golden ticket. It's just one tool in your toolbox. If you're already in debt, student debt, the next step isn't just paying it down. It's learning how to stop the cycle and start building wealth. And think about it. The student debt in 2 digits, not refinanceable. When I got to America first, I'm like, whoa, how is that even possible? Because auto loan or home mortgage, they're in single digits, and banks and financial institutions fight for your business so they can offer a lower rate. But when it comes to student debt, you can't even refi it, and writing it off, claiming a bankruptcy is impossible. I mean, I don't know. Next, let's talk about a corporate rat race. You did everything right because you got a degree, you landed the job, and you started climbing the corporate ladder. So why are you still struggling, you'd ask? Because the game is rigged by design. Inflation keeps rising, but wages, they barely moved in 40 years. Today, 65% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, including people with good jobs. A $400 emergency could push over a third of workers into debt. Meanwhile, who's really winning? CEOs and shareholders. Executive pay has skyrocketed over 1,000% since 1978, while the typical worker's salary barely budged. You work hard, they get rich. As an employee, your time and labor are being sold to make someone else wealthy. The common company owners and the shareholders, they are the ones collecting dividends while you trade hours for a paycheck. Farrah Gray said, build your own dreams or someone else will hire you to build theirs. So should you quit your job? Not necessarily, but you should quit the mindset that your job alone will make you rich. If you content, and that is all totally fine, not everyone needs to be a muggle. But if you want real financial security, your job must be a stepping stone, not the finish line. Learn valuable skills, save aggressively, invest. And here's something that most people don't realize. Relying on a single employer is risky. Companies downsize, industries shift, your health could fail. What happens then? The safest move isn't job security, it is financial security. What means multiple income streams? Maybe you use your paycheck to find investments. Maybe you start a side hustle. Maybe you negotiate raises. Your labor is a product, so sell it and sell it high. As Steve Jobs said, life is too short. Don't waste your life living someone else's dream. Those long hours you spent making your boss richer. What if you spend them building your own business, your own investments? The corporate system conditions us to think small, but work hard and to get what, like 2-3% raise and be grateful. And I'm telling you to start thinking bigger. You have 24 hours. So are the successful. Dedicate even a few of them to building something for yourself, and you can escape the rat race much faster than by climbing someone else's ladder. If you don't know how, check out my video where I talk about how to balance a part-time job and start your gig while working a full-time. A job isn't a problem, my friend. Depending solely on that job is. Next, consumerism and debt. I call it's a blessing and it's also the curse for this country because it's so available, but it can put you in a debt trap that you can't even escape. But why do so many people live paycheck to paycheck, even with decent incomes? And the one big reason would be the consumer debt. We constantly bombarded with ads telling us what a new car, designer clothes, or the latest iPhone will make us happy. And we tend to believe because we're so brainwashed. I mean, I don't even know who to blame, those who advertise or those who buy it. Regardless, right? I mean, the consumer ends up paying and consumer ends up in debt because the other party kind of wins. But here is the brutal reality. Americans now owe over 1.21 trillion in credit card debt, and it's growing fast. The average person carries $6,000 to $7,000 in credit card balances. Tell me if you're not one of those, then I would applaud you. If you're not of those, actually leave a comment. I want to applaud you. And with interest rates at 20% or higher, that debt snowballs quickly. Paying the minimum means you could be stuck in debt for years because you want to be reducing the principal, not the interest. Instead of compounding your wealth, you're compounding your poverty. And for what, if you think about it? A car that loses value the moment you drive it off the lot, a TV you barely use. Will Rogers had said it right. Too many people spend money they haven't earned to buy things they don't want to impress people they don't like. Credit card debt is a trap if you think about it, but you can escape it. Step one, stop financing your lifestyle. If you have a $500 monthly car payment, that's $500 you could be investing in real estate, stocks, or a side business, which is a $6,000 a year, which is $60,000 in 10 years. And 10 years is a blink of an eye if you think about it. That's $500 you could be investing. Productive debt, like a mortgage or rental property or a loan to start a business, can build the wealth. But consumer debt is just making banks richer while keeping you poor. Luckily for me, I came from Uzbekistan. We were a cash-based country. The credit system wasn't built out. So that was kind of like a superpower for me because I'm like, hey, I'm not going to spend the money that I don't have because I don't want to borrow, buy something so me, myself right now can enjoy it. So myself, older, weaker, more tired, can pay for something that depreciated just because me, myself now really wanted it. So it's all in your mind. But the wealthy think differently, right? They buy assets first, luxuries later. Instead of financing a new iPhone, they buy investments that generate cash flow. Then let those profits pay for luxuries. The poor and middle class do the opposite, spending future earnings today and staying trapped in debt later. Drive by an expensive neighborhood, you're gonna see really cool houses, right? And then you're gonna see what? Toyotas, Corollas, Hondas, and such, very medium cars that are functioning, right? Because rich know that is a depreciating asset. Go to a poor neighborhood, subsidized housing, you're gonna see fancy cars outside because we just want to show off. But What is that? That's a depreciating asset. Instead, like, I understand you want an expensive car, for example, right? So figure out what you need to do so your other venture or whatever else you start can passively generate money enough so you can go and buy this. For example, you buy X amount of rental houses, it creates the passive income, then that pays for the car loan. Voila, you got an appreciating asset and you've got what you wanted. But what you had to do for that, just hold your breath a little longer and get creative and take calculated risks. I'm not saying don't take it, but take calculated risks. Take back control. Live below your means for now. Crush your high interest debt and redirect that money into wealth building assets. It's one of the most powerful financial moves you can make. Debt is not a status symbol, it's a shackle. Break free. Now, let's talk about real estate. Is it an asset or a liability? Contrary, what we've been told, buy a house, it's the best investment you will ever make, right? Sounds familiar, but is it always the truth? Not necessarily. Again, real estate has made more millionaires than any other asset class. Andrew Carnegie once said 90% of millionaires become so through owning real estate. And he was not wrong. Property can build massive wealth when done correctly. But not all real estate is an asset. Your personal home, that's not automatically an investment. Your house is eating up your income every month. Mortgage, taxes, maintenance, HOA fees, it is a liability. Robert Kiyosaki put it bluntly, your home is not an asset, it's a liability, unless it's making your money. Disattach yourself from your belongings. Here are the real wealth move. Treat real estate as an investment, not just a status symbol. Instead of stretching your budget for the bigger house possible, buy real estate that pays you. Rental properties, multi-units, or homes you can house hack. House hack meaning you're renting something else, like a basement, which is now paying your mortgage, and it's paying off your mortgage. Now you have money freed up. You can do something else, other investments, and etc. And it's really cool strategy. The real winners in real estate aren't just homeowners; they are the investors. They buy smart, leverage wisely, and let other people's money, renters, tenants, pay for their assets. And the key takeaway is, if it is making you money, it's an asset. If it's draining your bank account, it's liability. Play it smart. Real estate should build your wealth, not hold you hostage. For example, I fell in love with boating, had a boat, got rid of it now. But when I had it, it was expensive. And you know how boat owners are proud, like super proud because like, hey, it's my boat. Nobody's going to walk on it. I got rid of my pride. And then I started renting it. Meaning their websites get my boat, etc., etc. You can find the captains, you can buy the tenants. And now the money was coming in, was paying for the marina, for the boat maintenance. That's fine, right? Same with my houses. Like literally every single house I have, I rent it. I let the tenant pay for the mortgage. Maybe it's not making a lot of money, but I'm buying out an asset and it's appreciating in value. So eventually it's going to be a ton of money when the mortgage is paid off. And for my luck, COVID happened. I had to refinance the properties that I own and or co-own with my business partners. Then our mortgage is low too now. So, you never know what happens, but you just deal and play with the cards you've been dealt already and try to make the best of it. Business ownership is something that you should strongly consider because most people spend their lives climbing the corporate ladder. But why climb when you can own the ladder? The truth is, the majority of millionaires aren't employees, they are business owners. While only 18% of American households are self-employed, they account for 2/3 of all millionaires. In other words, entrepreneurs are 4 times more likely to build wealth than those who work for someone else. And why? Because business ownership puts you in control. When you're an employee, your paycheck is capped. Your job security is someone else's hands. And every hour you work is building someone else's dream. Again, as Farrah Gray said, build your own dreams or someone else will hire you to build theirs. It's stuck in my bathroom where I brush my teeth. And it was scary. I was like shitless scared when I started my business. But now looking back 15 years after, having a $1.5 million in annual recurring revenue cleaning business, starting a tech company, writing a book, getting the Minority Small Business Person of the Year award, and other achievements that the business allowed me to do, real estate investments, etc. It's amazing, my friends. Like, I want you to experience this. I want you to truly have that feeling. It's scary in the beginning. I get that. But if you start now, or a day later, you just day later procrastinating. So get it now. I mean, know that you might fail, but eventually you'll learn something and you'll adjust based on that. And now you're going to become a kick-ass because now you have a superpower of recognizing patterns before they happen. But sticking to a job can be risky though. One layoff, one industry collapse, and your entire income could literally vanish like this. Business owners take risks, yes, but they also create multiple income streams, control their destiny, and build something with no income ceiling. That doesn't mean you need to quit your job tomorrow. There's nothing wrong with building someone else's dream for a while. You can learn a ton, gain experience, and earn money in a process. But don't forget about your own dream. Use your evenings, weekends, or any other extra time to start working on that idea you've had, a product, a business, a side hustle. I actually happen to have a video how to start side hustles, like the ones that you can start from your home. Go and watch that after you finish this. The best time to start, my friends, is now, even if it's small. The important thing is to get the ball rolling. And here's something people usually forget. Business ownership isn't all or nothing. You don't have to start a billion-dollar company overnight. There's a spectrum. You can be a full-time entrepreneur, a part-time owner, or even just an investor. If starting a company sounds overwhelming, consider investing in someone else's startup or buying stocks, which is basically owning a tiny piece of a big business. That way you can now benefit from business growth without running one yourself. If you do decide to start your own business, go in your eyes open. Do your research, what problems you're solving, start small, and validate your ideas before pouring in money. I like that. I like starting small, building up the confidence, because your confidence is something that's either going to make or break whatever the new endeavor you get. Keep costs low, be frugal, be cheap. Some of the biggest companies in the world started in a garage in dorm rooms. And we know those stories. And be ready to fail, because failure is part of a process. Every failed business is tuition. You learn, adjust, and try again. Many of the most successful entrepreneurs failed multiple times before striking the gold. As they say, it took 10 years for an overnight success to happen. And here's another huge advantage of business ownership: tax benefits and wealth building opportunities. Unlike employees, business owners can deduct expenses, reinvest profits, and create passive income streams by hiring employees or managers to run their operations. Employees, on the other hand, are taxed on nearly every dollar they earn. Then they try to invest what's left. You don't have much left after that. People are often told that entrepreneurship is too risky and they should stay in their line. But what's riskier? Starting a business or relying on a single paycheck your entire life, with wages stagnating, corporate layoffs happening all the time, and no real path to financial freedom as an employee. Starting a business, even if it's on a site, might be one of the smartest financial decisions you ever make. Even if you don't become a millionaire, you will gain skills, open new doors, and create an extra income stream. And if you do hit big, what is then, you ask? You could achieve financial freedom way faster than any paycheck alone would ever allow. We've covered a lot: education, jobs, debt, real estate, and business, and it might feel overwhelming, and I get it. But there's one simple truth tying it all together. The traditional system isn't designed to make you wealthy. It's designed to keep you working. Student loans shackle you early. The corporate world keeps you just comfortable enough to stay put. Consumer culture tempts you into debt, and before you even know it, you are spending your life chasing payments instead of chasing your dreams. Meanwhile, the wealthy play by different rules. They minimize bad debt, acquire asset, leverage other people's time and money, and build businesses. As Warren Buffett put it, if you don't find a way to make money while you're asleep, you will work until you die. Number one, shift your mindset. If your money stops the moment you stop working, you will never be free. Financial independence means making money work for you through investments, rental properties, a business, or other income assets that pay you whenever you are working or not. Now, and let's be real, you can't just quit your job tomorrow and magically become wealthy, because it's America builds in this country what they never stop. But breaking free is a process. Understand that. Walk into with that mindset, not an overnight switch, but you can build an exit strategy right now, right at this second. Educate yourself. We live in an age where you can learn anything online for free or low cost. Use it. Kill high interest debt. Think of it as an investment in a better version of yourself. Start investing, even in small amounts. The earlier you start, the more time compound interest has to work its magic. And work on a business or a side hustle. Start today. You don't need to go all in right away. Start small. The first idea might flop, but the second or the third one could be the one that takes off. That's what happened for me too. My first store failed. Like, it was an online store. I had my mom and dad do the negotiation and send gifts from Uzbekistan to here so I can build an online store and sell it. And what? Everything ended up tanking. But what did it give me? A superpower. And what kind of superpower? Because what happened is I started high, then I failed hard, then that gave me experience, which you cannot buy unless someone else is a partner or advises you. So, but then this gave me a pattern recognition, right? So then based on this knowledge, I tapped it and I started something else and I improved my mistakes, and voila, here I am. Don't forget to invest in yourself beyond your school. The best return on the investment is learning skills that make you money. Traditional education stops after college, but your financial education should never stop. Commit to become a lifetime learner. I know it's a big thing to say, and in the beginning it might seem not comfortable, but once you do this and over time, you're actually gonna get hooked to that idea of learning, because it's just like a drug, like once you work out, your muscles get used to it. It's the same thing. And the age-proof brain, have you read the book? Because our brain shrinks 5% every decade after the age 40, unless of course you exercise it. So anyway you look at it, it'll help you get rich. The continuous education, it will help you stay sane so you don't forget anything. It'll make you make smarter decisions. All around, it's a good thing, good investment. And then crush your high interest debt. If you're paying 20% on a credit card, that's money working against you right now. Flip the script, collect the interest, and do not pay it. Live below your means. For now, at least. This isn't about depriving yourself forever. It's about short-term sacrifice for long-term freedom. As the saying goes, live like no one else now, so later you can live like no one else. Buy assets, not the toys. Before buying a new car, buy something that pays off. Stocks, rental property, a business asset. Put money into your pocket. Liabilities take money out. Keep that in mind. Consider entrepreneurship, even if it's just a small side hustle. Having multiple income streams gives you an option. Owning even a small ladder is better than climbing someone else's forever. Be smart about real estate. Don't buy a home just because it is what people say and do, but run the numbers. Maybe renting and investing the different works better for now. Or house hack, buy a duplex, rehab the basement, rent it, write it off. I mean, it's also a business. It's all the way good. Go consultant CPA, figure out what works best for you, and invest consistently. The stock market and compound interest won't make you rich overnight, but over 20, 30 years, they do heavy lifting. If you keep contributing, automate it like tax to yourself. Remember, none of this is a financial advice. Of course, consult with your CPA, but Your investment plans should be long horizon, right? Like I'm not talking year or two, I'm not talking even 5 years, I'm talking 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, because it goes like this, and then the compound interest goes up. So just keep that in mind. I mean, that's what I'm doing. Build a financial cushion. An emergency fund keeps your life unexpected moments from setting you back into debt. Next, question the default path. We've all been told go to school, get a job, buy a house, and retire at 65. That formula was created in a different era. If you want financial freedom, edit that script. Maybe it becomes educate yourself, create value, build assets, and retire. Or just become financially free as soon as possible. That could be 45, 35, or never retire at all because you're doing the work you love on your own terms. The system is not a conspiracy. It's just not built to make you rich. It's built to keep itself running. But now you see the game for what it truly is. That doesn't mean rejecting everything. You can still get an education, have a career, own a house, but do it strategically, understand the game, and play it on your own terms. And the best part, once you start seeing results, your debt dropping, savings growing, side hustle taking off, you will feel something incredible, control. You will realize that you are not trapped. You are in charge. That feeling is worth more than any impulse purchase, more than a boss's approval, more than keeping up with anyone. So don't dwell on a past mistake. We all had the student loans, bad purchases, or stayed too long in a dead-end job. That was chapter 1. Turn the page. Start chapter 2, because the sooner you make an action, the sooner you start winning. And hey, if this hit home, subscribe before you leave. More game-changing insights coming your way right here. Bye for now.